WWE, do you know that We Want Kairi has been trending for over 24 hours? This is the worst release that you've done since R-Truth. And you look what happened last year. You got fucking pressured to bring that guy back. This is the biggest one I've seen. If they do bring Kairi back, they're still going to get the biggest hammering I've ever seen a company get since Truth. This is the most time I've seen a woman wrestler been defended since Sasha and Naomi. And I stood with them too because the creative for them sucked.
Nowhere to hide. ExtraMax coming at you from every side.
Yes, it's that time of year, but it doesn't make us any less salty. WWE have just released 24 wrestlers.
24.
Now, we expect this every year, right after WrestleMania, but this year, more than ever, I think it makes zero fucking sense, and I'm pretty sure Beer's going to bring out the wooden spoon. Welcome to another random edition of ExtraMax, and this is exactly what ExtraMax is for, because if we didn't have ExtraMax, we'd have to wait till Thursday to discuss this. We've been saying it for weeks. TKO are destroying WWE. And thanks to Zelina Vega, who was one of the people that's been released, confirming that this call came from TKO. And when you look at the names on the list, it just proves they have no fucking idea what they're doing, because I can't make sense of half of this. Like I said, they release people every year. It's budget cuts. Even though they have record profits, they're making millions off of TKO, they're making millions off of Saudi Arabia. TKO just made $5 billion in a year. But we've got to release 24 wrestlers because budget cuts. The first one I heard of was Nikki Cross. And then it snowballed through the entire Wyatt family. So let's get into the Wyatt family first. Well, the Wyatt Sicks, sorry. Because that one, straight off the bat, doesn't make sense. You've just had them in an endless feud with the MFTs for months. And you did nothing else with them. And you think, if this feud's going to go on for months, surely it's going to end at WrestleMania in a big match, right? No, they get kicked to the SmackDown before Mania, and then they get fired the week after. And the way this storyline was going, you may as well have called them the Bastion Balthazar Bucks family, because it was a never-ending story. Poor Nikki, mainly for me, because she was just a background character, really. She was a valet for the Wyatt Sicks.
They did not put her in any matches at all. Not one single female match. Like, you had talent she could have went up against to just scare the living shit out of, but once again, WWE Creative has failed to use the Wyatt Sicks properly. And fuck TKO, dude. What the fuck are we doing here, guys? The whole entire Wyatt Sicks, really?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
every single one of them.
Yeah. They put this group together to honor the late great Bray Wyatt and to continue what he started with the Wyatt family. And he came in with so much hype, great debut. They had the look, they had the aura, and they very quickly killed it with pointless segments. You didn't see him on TV for weeks at a time, and just feuds that either went nowhere or just went on forever.
The only highlight about the Wyatt Sicks was the debut.
Yeah.
Everything else, where did it go? They had obviously had the tag team title reign. They had a TLC at SummerSlam. Unbelievable TLC match. But this MFT for 6 months just showed that this creative team is absolutely inept. They haven't got a clue what they're doing. Except if you're the likes of you, like your big guns like Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, just to name a few. They do not know what they're doing. If there's any ones that should be featured in Endeavored, it is the creative team from Raw and SmackDown. Do not even attempt to call up the NXT or AAA, because they're going to suffer the same fate that you've got Triple H, whoever else is on the team, Bruce Pritchard, even though I still think Bruce Pritchard's a scumbag. I think Nikki Cross had one confrontation, actually no, two, I beg your pardon there, and that was with Ivy Nile and Candice LeRae. Where else?
No, they could have easily put her in the US title picture or even the women's title picture.
Yeah, but they didn't do fuck all with her. They just let her just be there. Like, she's more of a valet to just scare the shit out of the dudes and actually wrestle, and she's a great fucking wrestler.
Yeah, Julia is another example. She just lost the US title. Before that, they were doing absolutely nothing with her. Even as champion, she was doing nothing. She had a match every now and then, which didn't really mean anything. She could have had a feud with Nikki. Anything.
Oh, she's gone. I can guarantee you. I can tell you by the summer, I think Julia's gone. She'll go back to Marigold or wherever. She might even go to AEW. And I tell you what, the backlash, obviously, about Julia, the booking sucks.
Yep.
One of the biggest free agents from Japan, Julia. Nikki Cross. What about that run she had in Insanity? Fantastic. The work with Eric Young, Killian Dane, and Alexander Wolf. Fantastic. When they changed it to Nikki ASH, she was screwed. That character was fucking garbage, except winning the women's title and then dropping it a month later at that SummerSlam.
Yeah, I mean, it sucked, but at least she proved that she could get it over, because it was, for what it was, people were kind of entertained by it, and she made it work, but it still sucked ass, and she deserved better. And she could have put so much into this Wyatt Sicks character, and they gave her nothing to work with. She was just the creepy token girl of the group. That was it. Alba Fire is another one I don't think deserved to go. She had so much more potential than they gave her. She even tweeted herself, Kaylee Ray would beat the shit out of Alba Fire.
Where's she telling lies?
No.
Nah, you ain't telling no lies there, bro. Longest reigning NXT UK Women's Champion, she's telling no lies.
The Motor City Machine Guns was really shocking as well, because it took them so long. I don't know if they were trying for so long, but they were in TNA for so many years. Then they went around a little bit, and then finally landed in WWE, and they're gone already. Like one of the most over tag teams outside of WWE. You finally sign them, they're good, they get over with a crowd instantly, and then you let them go. What, a year later?
Right around a year, yeah.
The worst mistake they ever made. They should have gone to AEW. And on my video that I previously put, on my first rant about the lady we're going to get to Prime at the end, the worst mistake they ever did was going to WWE. You think of the tag teams that they could have faced in AEW. Bucks, FTR, and now Edge and Christian, Private Party, Jurassic Express. Think of those matches that the Motor City Machine Guns could have had with them. They could have stayed in TNA. Alex Shelley is a former TNA World Champion. Chris Sabin, I think, is he 10-time X Division champion?
Yeah, and he did have one run as World Champion, which we don't really like to talk about, but still, he was all about the X Division.
The king of the X Division. And the fact that the Motor City Machine Guns are the worst mistake they ever made. They should have gone to AEW. Tony Khan, I can guarantee, will offer a boatload. And if we get, at All In, and I'm hoping for this, a failed four-way with Bucks, FTR, Edge and Christian, and the Motor City Machine Guns. Sign me the fuck up for that.
Yeah. To be honest, SmackDown pissed me off a little bit. When Trick came out with Lil Yachty, and then Yachty was like, the WrestleMania celebrity season is over, but I'm here to stay. I'm like, why the fuck are we keeping Lil Yachty around when you've just released 24 wrestlers, half of which are still in storylines?
Yeah, TKO, baby. Just don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Aleister Black. Go ahead, before we jump into Aleister Black, go ahead.
Listen, Lil Yachty is a rapper, bro. Like, he's got songs, he's got hits on hits. I don't understand why you need a valet like Lil Yachty when you have like might skills, you got the whole package. You're the fucking U.S. champ, for Christ's sakes. You don't need Lil Yachty there every Friday. That defeats the purpose. That's like having Jelly Roll on there every Friday or Pat McAfee. You don't need it.
No, it's completely unnecessary, especially for someone, like you said, like Trick Williams, he's already over as fuck. He's got the aura, he's got the talent, he's got the ability, and he can fucking talk. So why does he need... Why does he need a celebrity manager? Why are we paying this money for if we can't afford to keep this talent on for not even a year? Like Aleister Black, Zelina Vega, Black returned exactly a year, a day under a year after he got before he got released. So they gave him 364 days before they released him. And again, this is somebody who went to AEW just like Andrade, came back thinking the grass is going to be greener this time. It fucking wasn't.
No.
And again, like, he had some great feuds. I think his feud with Priest was my favorite one. But
yeah.
But again, why? Why did you release him again, and not just him, his wife, his in real life wife, Zelina, too? Like, she's very underrated.
Yeah. And I saw a post this morning. The SmackDown after WrestleMania last year is when she won the US title from Chelsea Green. And the SmackDown after WrestleMania this year, she gets released. Your women's division is on its ass, especially on SmackDown. So why are you cutting loose Zelina Vega, Alba Fire, Zoe Stark even could have moved up. I haven't seen her for weeks, if not months. Why weren't you using her?
And she was set to be medically cleared. And I said this on my video. I can still hear that squeal when she had that serious knee injury. I can still hear it to this day. And it's never going to leave me because that was fucking horrendous. And if I can just hop back to the Alba Fire situation, if we get Kaylee Ray and Danny Luna, sign me the fuck up. I will even go and see it live. Because that match would be fucking crazy. How the fuck can you have Kaylee Ray, who we've met as well, by the way. We met her in Manchester when TNA was around. And she was an absolute sweetheart. An absolute darling. But you could not find a considerable spot. They could have put the tag titles on her and Piper. Or her and Chelsea. I'd have been fine with that. The second they changed the name in NXT 2.0 and they didn't put the belt on her, did not beat Mandy Rose at that Halloween Havoc, that was it. Tony Khan is going to get on that phone right now and offer that woman whatever the fuck she wants, or maybe even go back to TNA.
Yeah.
She is going to fucking kill it wherever she goes. And on the Black and Zelina situation, didn't Aleister Black beat Randy Orton a couple of weeks ago?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Sure
Didn't
did.
he beat Sami Zayn a couple of weeks ago, and then and now you just release him just like that?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
This company's fucking clueless. Now, I don't know whether it's a TKO situation. I don't know whether Triple H and Nick Khan are involved in this, but the backlash, especially now, Black, the Wyatts, and Zelina, it's trending at the minute.
Do you know what? I don't think we can put all the blame on TKO because, like most of you, I watch Unreal and we see those creative meetings, and honestly, you know what? Hands held up. We owe Road Dogg so many apologies because he may not have had the best run as head of creative, but we've seen him on Unreal in those meetings where he's pitching ideas and he's like, Truth wants to cut his hair. Why? We should push Chelsea Green. She's over. Yeah, but she's just a B-plus player. Road Dogg was putting in these ideas that I'm sure most of us agreed with. And you could obviously see him get frustrated, and now he's left. And even after leaving, he's kind of hinting that it was because of creative differences, because they wouldn't address or chase his ideas. They were just shooting everything down, and you've got these fucking idiots pitching ideas like, oh, what if Cena turns heel? Okay, sounds good. Then what? Oh, I don't know. You've got no long-term booking. You've got no clue what you're doing from 1 week to the next.
We used to have long-term booking, but now that's completely down the fucking water. Did you know as well that Aleister Black was apparently meant to be the voice for Randy Orton?
Yeah.
But no, Ari Emanuel decided to be an absolute fucking retard and wanted to put in Pat McAfee. He'll sell tickets at WrestleMania.
Not as
Are
a
you
heel.
fucking joking? Are you fucking joking? It's an absolute embarrassment.
Bruh, don't worry. Listen, don't worry, because I know you said it before. They need to go to GCW, and it'll be Killer Cross and Scarlett versus Tommy End and whatever Zelina's name is going to be there. That match will bang.
Is it Trinidad or Thea Trinidad?
Thea Trinidad's a real name, yeah.
Thea Trinidad.
That's another thing with Cross and Scarlett. They released them last year and then gave their exact gimmick to Aleister and Zelina. Which I'm only 50-50 complaining about because, yes, it worked, and yes, it was nice to see them together as a real-life couple for the first time on screen. But why are you giving them this sort of gimmick when you've just fired Karrion Kross and his wife doing the exact same thing, pretty much? And you didn't even give them a chance, so what makes us think you're going to give Aleister and Zelina a chance?
And that gimmick suited Cross and Scarlett. Because obviously, we saw Cross in NXT. He was the massive, intimidating guy, and you had Scarlett, who was the perfect valet to Karrion Kross. They did this. I was excited at the start. I thought, wow, this could be the elevation of Aleister Black. With Zelina, who we know is a fantastic valet. Look what the work she did with Andrade in NXT. I think, like I said, very excited at the start. I thought, yeah, put Black for either the United States title or even the world title. What did they do? Lazy booking, to quote Jim Cornette.
Oh, I haven't heard if Cornette said anything yet, but I'm sure he's going to have a field day with this. Yeah, I really am saving that one big name for the end because I'm sure you're going to blow on it. Santos Escobar is kind of surprising. Like, he hasn't done much lately, but I thought, he's an up-and-comer. He's a former champion. He has done quite a lot. Just not lately. I'm sure you could have fit him into your plans after Mania. Clean slate, new storylines. We got some fresh meat coming up from NXT. There's plenty of people he could have worked with. Ethan Page just came up. Could have worked with him. But jumping back real quick, I'm sure we're going to see Black back in AEW because I don't know how long Buddy Matthews, has got left injured. He's been out for a long time. But give me a House of Black reunion and add Zelina this time. Just do it. And I don't want to hear the internet say shit about AEW hiring WWE drop-offs. How many people have just come from AEW to WWE in the past year or two?
And vice versa as well. Look at the work Andrade's doing right now. I think for me, he's doing the best work since Black and Gold.
Yeah, because Andrade came back, same situation as Aleister Black. Fuck all. They did fuck all with him, and then they released him again. So Andrade goes back to AEW for the second run, and he's finally in the right place now. AEW's booking him every week. He's standing out from the Don Callis family. He's in a good position.
Absolutely.
Could you imagine a trio? Could you imagine a trios title with Andrade, Black, and Zelina? That would be great.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say bring back Brody King into the House of Black either, because he's doing great work on his own right now. But if you put Buddy and Malachi back together, and then bring in Zelina Vega as well, then you've got a pretty good faction that could easily go on a tear with a tag team division. So there's a couple of names on the list. I'll admit I don't even know, like Malik Blade, Serena Linton, Trill London. I'm guessing they were developmental. Did they even make it to NXT?
No, they were in the ID program and developmental, like literally below Evolve. Like they were set to be on Evolve here, like in the next month or two. Most of those names were going to be on Evolve, but they cut them, and then they cut Dante Chen, who I completely forgot about was employed. But Dante Chen was the first one to beat Obafemi in NXT. Wow. So that could have been a storyline there.
I'm with you, Corey. I completely forgot he was still employed. And Trill London, for me, I thought was someone that could have gone very far, because obviously he said he had his idol growing up was Jeff Hardy. He had the potential on Evolve, but nothing came about. And Malik Blade, he was in a tag team with Idris Enof in NXT. I was surprised he lasted that long. Reunite with Idris, go and win the tag team titles wherever, whether it's TNA or on the Indies. Go and smash it.
And then there's some recognizable names that I honestly forgot were still there. Apollo Crews, he's been floating around for a few years now since he stopped getting his push. But I'm not really surprised by him. Like I say, he's been just kind of hanging around for a few years, not really doing anything. And then who else we got? Andre Chase.
Chase U. Don't surprise me either. Chase U died like a long time ago.
Yeah. But the biggest shocker on the entire list, and the reaction from the internet just proves that, is Kairi Sane. I can't wrap my head around, unless the only logic I can find in it is if they're either playing us or they plan to rehire her anyway and blindside us. But if not, and she is gone, then I don't know what the fuck you're doing, because you've just thrown away months and months and months of storytelling with Asuka, bullying Kairi every week, pushing her, beating her down, talking her down, and you're just waiting for that turn where Kairi redeems herself, turns on Asuka, and we're probably not even going to get that payoff now. What are you doing? Of all people, why release Kairi?
Okay. I mean, listen. Before Beer's going to let me start, because I know Beer's going to take this one to the ringer, but it's a head scratcher, because she's in a storyline, like dead right smack dab in the middle of a storyline with Asuka and Io too, and all of a sudden you're just gonna release her. Like what is this? Like, what's the purpose behind this? Like months of storytelling, yeah. A good feud with Asuka, hell yeah. And now all of that's gone because you just didn't see the star power behind Kairi Sane. that is a sky pirate. That is the enchantress of the sky. Like, she is good. NXT, she was a standout. She came in the main roster and she done incredible work. Now, little fumbles here and there, but still, Kairi is one of those people, like, could be, like, Intercontinental champ. But if we're getting a Ron, if we're getting, like, the Ron Killings R-Truth 2.0 with Kairi, then by all means, just say that. But if you're not going to bring her back, then what the fuck are you doing? All right, Bear, go ahead.
You know, when we hear about Mark Shapiro and Ari Emanuel and all this company saying that we made record profits and Ari apparently earned 60 million and all that garbage, to release 24 people from their contracts is a joke. Some, I'm not surprised. Kairi, Aleister, Zelina are the biggest, and you could add the Wyatts. WWE, do you know that We Want Kairi has been trending for over 24 hours? This is the worst release that you've done since R-Truth. And you look what happened last year. You got fucking pressured to bring that guy back. We were a bit unlucky with Karrion Kross because we tried online. But this is the biggest one I've seen. If they do bring Kairi back, they're still going to get the biggest hammering I've ever seen a company get since Truth. This is the most time I've seen a woman wrestler been defended, and obviously we all love women's wrestling, since Sasha and Naomi. And I stood with them too because the creative for them sucked. And I guarantee you, tomorrow night, Laredo, Texas, Monday Night Raw, they need to make their fucking voices heard. I want them in every fucking match, every promo, every commercial break of We Want Kairi. Except they don't, it's a complete waste of breath. It would be like AEW releasing Tony Storm.
Oof.
That's what it's going to be like. Do you think the fans are going to like that?
Hell no.
Those fans would go ballistic. The sickos and even people who don't like AEW, who are obviously fans of Tony Storm, they would revolt. Tony Khan would get absolutely destroyed online. It'd be the same if they released MJF. I think Twitter would break. And if we do get a Ron Killings 2.0, whether it's Backlash, whether it could be a random Monday Night Raw, I ain't giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Nah.
And if we get Triple H, I swear to Christ, if he says, "Oh, did you enjoy the show? It's a part of a story." Are you fucking joking? You didn't even get away with it with Truth. I refuse to sit here and allow this company, the biggest wrestling company in North America, to get away with fucking murder. I said on my video, TKO are a cancer to this fucking company. How can you release one of the most beloved and the most respected wrestler in the roster when you see most of the women's division in tears, heartbroken, when you've got Jackie Redmond, an employer of WWE, even putting in We Want Kairi on Twitter? I don't know whether something may happen. Maybe they could bring Kairi back. I don't know. And if they don't, AEW. Have the match with Mercedes. Have matches with, Star. Have the rematch from Battle in the Valley. WWE is a fucking embarrassment right now. TKO is going to kill this company. And it is, and I can said this before, Triple H will not be engraved by WrestleMania when they go to Saudi Arabia. Might drop.
Yeah. The thing about that thing with Triple H when he went out there and he said, Did you enjoy the show? It was all part of the plan. But then you show on your own fucking behind the scenes show Unreal that it wasn't part of the plan. How
talk about a contradiction, bro. That shit was crazy. Like, hey, it's a swerve within a swerve. No, you got caught, jackass.
And don't even tell me that was all part of the plan either, because the raw emotion in Truth on that documentary, you're not telling me it was ever part of the plan to let him go and then bring him back and then pull the wool over our eyes. You got pressured into bringing him back, and then you let him cut his hair because you felt guilty.
I think we should apologize to Road Dogg. Road Dogg was the one that came up with the idea about Truth cutting his hair. They have been creatively bankrupt ever since WrestleMania 40. Ever since WrestleMania 40, when Cody Rhodes won the title from Roman Reigns, their creative has gone downhill. To be fair, at the moment, I'm losing love for wrestling. Wrestling in the last 2 years has been fucking terrible.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, we shouldn't really shift this to AEW because that's what the E-Jones expect you to do. But AEW's been solid for a while now. I can't really make any complaints about the booking, except maybe the ridiculous amount of matches on a PLE pay-per-view. Sorry, but creatively, AEW's been solid. The whole Darby win, Mox and Will. Excuse me. And the women's division is going strong as well after they struggled for a little bit. But with WWE, I don't understand how you can release somebody in the middle of one of your main and longest running storylines that are active on TV every single week. Even TKO, I don't understand how they can make that decision. Like, looking at the sheet, who can we release? Oh, Kairi. Why? Where's your logic in releasing Kairi? She's on TV every week. She's involved in an active storyline every week. She's over. People are doing the Kairi chant every time Asuka yells it. And she's always been consistently a solid worker.
Did she pin Io Sky a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, she beat her on Raw right before Mania.
Yeah.
She beat Io clean.
Because they even penciled in Asuka versus Kairi at WrestleMania, or Asuka versus Io at WrestleMania, or maybe Asuka and Kairi replacing the Bellas. Both of those things were penciled into WrestleMania. So how can you factor in those Plan B or Plan C and then release her when you obviously see potential in her and in this feud?
This is the woman that won the Mae Young Classic, the inaugural Mae Young Classic. I am not afraid to admit, when she won the title at TakeOver Brooklyn 4, I was in fucking tears. I was so happy for Kairi Sane. They brought her to the main roster. All she's done has been a tag team wrestler. When she has the capabilities of being Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion, or World Champion.
I agree with Beer.
And this is the second time, because obviously the first time she left, okay, she just got married, she wants to spend some time back in Japan, that's cool. And then she surprised us all by leaving Japan to come back to WWE for another run, and it's been great. She's been a highlight in this second run. But
great work.
Even if it is an R-Truth situation and they bring her back, I don't think they can be forgiven.
I won't forgive him.
I don't forgive him. You'd be a fool just to forgive somebody from, like, taking one of the greatest things away from you and being like, oh, no, here you go, you can have it back. No, you shouldn't have took it away to begin with.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we let her go, but we brought her back. Oh, okay. You still fucked us off. You're fucking off your fan base just to go, hey, we shot you, but we pulled the bullet out.
Yeah. And that was a fatal shot. It's a fatal shot. You can't pull the bullet out after it strikes your heart. You can't do that.
Oh, man. And this is why we did this on ExtraMax, because, one, the emotion is raw, it's still there, and two, this probably would have taken up half the show on Thursday. Even by which time we may have calmed down a little bit, but we're still going to be pissed. So I'm just going to preempt it and give 500 points to TKO on the wanker wall right now. And also 100 points to Road Dogg on the Bruv board, because we definitely have been way too harsh on Road Dogg in recent years. And honestly, you know what? It's on us because we should have known, really. He was a mid-carder his whole career, so he understands that level of, okay, they're not at the top and they're not in the mainstream and they're not going for world titles, but they still need creative plans, they still need titles, they still need support, but you're not giving them shit. Honestly, Road Dogg is one of the most underestimated intercontinental champions I think we've had in WWE back in '99, because he was consistently either tag team or mid card. Even though he was in DX and they were always at the forefront of everything, he never made it to that main event level. So he understands that mid card level better than probably anybody on creative team, because it was a long time since Triple H was in the mid card feuding with Rocky Maivia. As soon as he became Triple H the game, that was it. He was top of the fucking podium. Never treated
Top
like a
of the
mid-carder ever again. Even as Intercontinental Champion, he was a main eventer.
Agreed. Actually, add another 500 points for myself to the Wank Walls, and they deserve 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They do deserve 1,000, dude. Like TKO is gonna end up. I don't want to say killing the company completely to where they're just, bankrupt, but they're gonna end up being not the top dogs in the wrestling world anymore. AEW will take that from them in a matter of a year.
There's a possibility. If
We
TK said to lower the length of the pay-per-views, AEW will do it. They should have done it in 2021 when WWE was literally on the ropes. They are now literally near enough close to being knocked out. It's like a boxing match.
yeah.
And AEW now is getting on top with jabs, jabs, jabs. And WWE's like being pussies like this.
And then one last thing before we go. Vince Russo goes out and was like, first of all, he's criticizing these releases, which is fair enough. But then he turns it around and is like, this wouldn't happen under Vince's control. He'd have much more control over shit like this. He was releasing people left, right, and center too every year. Vince started the traditional WrestleMania spring clear-outs.
2020.
And his creative direction for those awful years, what was it, 2018 to 2020 something? You're not seriously telling me we would be in a better position under that senile old fuck? They'd still be releasing people that don't deserve to be released. And I'm not really saying anybody deserves to be released, but they wouldn't be releasing people that have that potential and are in those spots where they can actually do something. I just don't get it. So there's the silver lining is they can go elsewhere. And yes, AEW probably does hire too many people at the same time. As soon as there's a sale, Tony swipes them all. But it is good that these people have somewhere like AEW where they can go for the same kind of exposure, the same kind of money, maybe better treatment, even if it doesn't last forever.
Right.
At least they have a chance to stay on the same level and maybe climb a little bit higher somewhere else. So, I said on the first edition of ExtraMax that I wish it wasn't an angry one. Unfortunately, this has been a livid one. So, hopefully the next time any of us have to do an ExtraMax, it's for something good. But for now, this has been a spring break WWE clear out special of ExtraMax, and we'll see you this Thursday for... Man, I can't wait to see Moses' reaction to all of this.
Oh, he's going to have fun.
Yes.
So thank you to Beer and to Cypher for joining us for this bulletin. I've been the captain, signing off.
Yeah.
got a gun for a mouth and a bullet for a tongue. Everybody down. Everybody down. It's time to unload. Everybody down.
Max Wrestling presents Full House, May 21st on YouTube and all podcast platforms. Go to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com for more information.